social media, YouTube, has made it possible for scammers to run game on the masses without checks, without balances. They have really done a stand up job in presenting like they are experts in a specific field. And some might be, but what they're doing on social media, what they're doing on platforms like YouTube, is just trying to fill their pockets off the naivety of those who are listening. About a decade ago, there was a man who came on the scene talking about he wanted what's best for the African Americans and those of the African diaspora. And he came from a background working in a school as a school psychologist. And he was saying all the right things and even got me thinking, wow, like the vision he has for African Americans, wanting them to better themselves, trying to set up a plan and even develop a school. I'm like, yo, I can probably get behind what he's trying to do. Outside of the fact that he doesn't really rock with those of the European persuasion, which I don't really rock with that. Like I believe that humans are humans and there's a beauty that exists within the cultural diversity of human beings. So I love and accept everybody's cultural expression and even what they look like and the differences that exist within that. But having a school for African American boys, I was like, you know what? I'm on my way to get my degree in education. I would probably consider working at this FDGM school that Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to start. So, with great anticipation, I was waiting to see what would come about of this school because I think that having a school where young black boys who are suspended at an astronomical rate compared to their counterparts would help support black males. I'm like, okay, I could rock with that. As long as the school didn't like exclude races, other races, which now knowing who Dr. Umar Johnson is and what he believes in, he probably would have excluded other races, which would have made that school pretty much a school, driven by racism. I think it was a good vision, but very incomplete. But here we are today. Dr. Umar Johnson bought a building and his eyes was way bigger than his ability to execute such a great vision. You don't hear about the board members of a school that he wanted to start. All you did was see him go on podcasts, interviews, and such, and talk about the school and its starting and its opening. And today, the school that he purchased in Wilmington, Delaware, to start this FDGM Academy is now under tax sale and is probably going to be sold right under him. And considering all the money that he was able to raise throughout the years, I don't understand how this can happen. Okay, I don't understand how this can happen. It's very difficult to start a school, and Dr. Umar Johnson is a bigger than life type of character who has a lot of support, a lot of people following him, and a lot of people giving. I refuse to believe that people are not giving to his cause. I think people are actually giving. But one of the things that really hurt him is his style and his approach to getting that help. Dr. Umar Johnson sort of went after celebrities who could have really got on board with this mission and his vision. But he spoke ill of celebrities who have money to contribute. He spoke ill of other races, and he has a separatist type of approach to life, especially in America. And we all know, and you can believe what you want. America is America, and where it is today, it's a melting pot, and it will remain a melting pot, despite what it seems some right wing conservatives are trying to do. and what people like Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to do as well. But his school is failing, and it's it's sad that he's put in so much verbal work into this and not probably enough boots on the ground work to get the school up and running, finding an actual principal, finding a staff, developing a board that would help make the vision come to pass. Even trying to do like online courses to get students enrolled now so that when you rolled out the school and open up the school, the brick and mortar school, you would have a student body that can go in. But instead, he was on podcast. He was engulfed in scandal after scandal. Uh, he has shown to be a hypocrite, telling men that they should be treating black women a specific way while not doing what he's telling black men to do, with reports of sleeping with multiple women who he did not make his wife, going on IG Live and um, going on lustful tirades about women and body parts and all that stuff. And truth be told, like that's not really the type of role model that parents, black parents or parents in general, want influencing their kids. Like you can be smart. Like Dr. Umar Johnson is real smart. Won't take that from him. But he doesn't really provide an avenue where he's going to give value to the students that he claims to want to help. So I guess the question is, where do we go from here, right? Where do we go from here? And how do we identify leaders in our community that's actually there to help? Because that's what we need, leaders who are genuinely looking to help and not scam our people from their money. Spend an extensive amount of time vetting those that you allow to influence your life, whether it be online or in person. We have to stop allowing people to say the right things because now with social media, any and everybody can get online, say the right things, tickle your ears, and will get you to think that they're an expert in a specific area. Or they mean well. Because if I'm honest, Dr. Umar Johnson is a doctor of psychology. He probably is an expert in his field. And I think because of his expertise, it makes it pretty easy for him to tug at the mind and heartstrings of people who are hearing him and listening to him and get money out of them. Am I saying he's a scammer? I don't know him personally. I stopped following him several years ago when he was going at the church in a really mean way, even though the tactics he's using now is very similar and mirrors the tactics that he claimed he dislikes in pastors that siphon money from people. Even to the point of him going online and advertising a date with him for a $500 donation, stating that he will pay for the dinner, he will pay for the date if you give him a $500 donation. Does that make sense? Essentially, the woman who is paying $500 is paying for that date. And my problem is this: there's going to be women out there that will probably do it. But what made it even worse is that he went on, and yes, it was probably satire, probably joking around, but he even went after men, stating, you know, your wives or your girls want to have dinner with me, and started insulting men in the process. And now I'm like, okay, if I had a son and I wanted him to go to that school, I am probably going to have some concerns if he did open it, because it's not going to open. I will probably have some concerns about how he treats my son and what he says to him. As a psychologist, you know how to mentally manipulate people because you know the mind, you know how thought processes happen. So you're in a prime position to manipulate people. And I think, and this is my opinion, I believe Dr. Umar Johnson meant well and he really wanted to start this school. But I also believe that he himself started to feel himself. He didn't self-reflect. He probably wasn't going to see a therapist for himself. And he allowed his platform to make his head bigger than it already is. So he started feeling himself and essentially started to mentally crumble right before our eyes. And he refused to acknowledge it because he is feeling himself a little too much, to the point where he can advertise charging $500 for women to go out on a date with him. They say, and the right took this term and made it into a bad term, but you got to stay woke, you know, or I should say, stay aware, because there are bad actors out there that will look to take you for all you have and will come off as if they're looking to help you, when really they just want to take your money, get rich off of you, keep you down as they elevate. Am I saying that's what Dr. Umar Johnson is doing? I don't know. You guys leave a comment down below and you guys judge for yourself. But when we look at the data, the evidence throughout the years, he doesn't work well with people. He thinks way too highly of himself. He is quick to disparage and demean people who might be slightly critical of what he's doing. He is a womanizer. Therefore, I don't know if he is the right person to look to for leadership in regards to elevating the Black experience in America. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below, like the video, and consider subscribing to the channel. And this is Harrison Family Values. We talk about faith, family, fatherhood, manhood, and marriage. And until the next video upload or live stream, whatever, I'm out. Peace.